Hey everyone, and welcome back. After a long pause, we're back in our city once again. Today I want to take a moment to show how one of our existing systems works, specifically, our local train logistics. Everything you're about to see is already built and fully operational. The goal here isn't to show the perfect or the only solution, but to demonstrate an idea. By planning logistics at a local level and using a train distribution office correctly, it's possible to move food, coal, and industrial goods efficiently, even with a very limited fleet. This approach is flexible, easy to scale later, and works especially well when resources and vehicles are still limited. At the center of this system is the train distribution office. Its position is critical. From here, trains can freely maneuver across the main rail lines without blocking each other or creating unnecessary traffic. This allows a single office to serve multiple industries and multiple resource chains without dedicated trains for every task. Let's start with food. Grain is transported from the fields directly to the food factory. From there, the same system handles distribution. Food can go to the local food warehouse, or if there's a surplus, straight to export. No permanently assigned train. A train is dispatched only when there's demand. This keeps the system flexible and reduces idle vehicles. And I want to emphasize one thing again, because this is the most important part of the entire setup. The key here is the placement of the distribution office. This layout allows the office to dispatch trains efficiently across multiple routes, using the same rolling stock whenever and wherever it's needed. Good placement doesn't just save trains, it saves time, space, and complexity. Also, supplying the city by train, especially with critical resources like food, is far more reliable. Train-based logistics offer stable capacity and far fewer disruptions compared to road transport. When food is moved by rail, supplies are easier to control, shortages are less likely, and the city becomes much more resilient to sudden demand spikes or traffic issues. The coal chain works in a very similar way. Coal is transported from the mines to the local open storage in the industrial zone. Again, this is handled through the distribution office using shared trains. Because distances are short and routes are well planned, even a small number of trains can reliably supply the entire area. Not every chain has to be handled the same way. For timber, we're using a dedicated train. This train collects logs from 2 separate forestry posts and delivers them directly to the sawmill in the industrial zone. This setup makes sense here because the flow is constant and predictable. After processing, the boards are transported to this warehouse, where a train from the distribution office takes them for export or wherever they are needed. The most important takeaway from this setup is planning. By designing your city around local logistics hubs, you avoid the need for a separate train for every resource. The distribution office sends vehicles only when needed, routes stay short, and traffic remains manageable. This approach is especially useful early and mid-game, when rolling stock is limited and budgets are tight. This was a quick look at how local train logistics work in our city. In future videos, we'll expand this system and connect it to larger networks. Thank you for watching and for supporting the channel after the break. If you found this useful, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.